Good morning. So glad you are here. Please rise in body or in spirit. Let's sing together. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and a whole bunch of other ones. And we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. My name is, I forgot to give you a chance to say good morning back. Good morning. My name is Bryce Thomason, and I'm just really overjoyed and especially delighted to be with you this morning as your guest preacher. Today, I want to let you know we're embarking on a journey. It's an exploration of purpose, service, and transformative power. We unite under the banner of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. It's a tapestry that's woven of diverse threads, each representing a unique story and each contributing to our collective identity. Now, I want you to imagine a scale for just a moment. And on one side of the scale, you have your personal trials, you have your questions, and you have your yearnings. And then on the other side, you have the potential for a purpose that transforms not just you, but those around you. And that sweet spot that's in the middle, that is actually where courageous action meets soulful connection. We're walking different paths, yet we meet at the intersection of a shared purpose. So whether you're grappling with faith, societal expectations, or the many trials that life throws at us, I want you to remember this because it's really important. You are not alone. You are not alone. Just look around you. Today, we're not passively listening to curated songs or stories of ordinary individuals who've made extraordinary contributions. We're reflecting. We're reflecting on our own restlessness and on our own passions. But reflection, that isn't our end goal because we need to act. So I ask you, how can we channel our restlessness into action? How can we move from seekers to change makers? So welcome this morning to UUCA, where today we hope to share with you the love and transformation that comes from a life driven by purpose. I'd like to welcome Shay Stewart to the chancel now to light our chalice. Please join me in the chalice lighting words. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
Good morning. Today, we're going to explore the children's book, My Shadow is Purple, which is thank you, yes. It's an international bestseller about self-acceptance and gender diversity. Before we read, it's important to know that likely that applause is because a dedicated teacher at Due West Elementary School in Cobb County, Katie Rinderly, was fired for simply sharing the story with her class due to new Georgia censorship laws. As a non-binary adult, hearing the story as a child would have objectively changed my life for the better. Let's reflect on the power of story and fostering collective care in our society. My Shadow is Purple, written and illustrated by Scott Stewart. My dad has a shadow that's blue as a berry. And my mom's is as pink as a blossoming cherry. There's only two choices, a 2 or a 1. But mine is quite different. It's both, and it's none. If theirs are straight, then mine is a circle. For mine is different. My shadow is purple. My shadow loves playing with all sorts of toys, things loved by girls and things loved by boys. I dance with the pinks as they turn and they spin. I play sports with the blues as they lose and they win. Some of my friends think I'm simply confused, but the thing I love most is not having to choose. Some tell me I'm blue. Only blue can be strong. But my mom's strong too, so I think they're wrong. Some tell me I'm pink, because pink's the most caring. But dad's always crying and loving and sharing. Why can't I love sports and dancing and trains and ponies and glitter and engines and planes? Why must I choose and exclude all the rest? I love choosing both because both is the best. And now is the time for the greatest event. The school dance is here. The invite's been sent. I'm ready to rock, and I'm feeling cute. My mom made my skirt, and my dad made my suit. I bounce through the door and gasp as I enter. The room split in two, right down the center. Blue shadows go left, and pink shadows right. Once we're split up, we'll kickstart the night. Everyone laughs as they head to their zones, and right in the middle, I'm left all alone. I look to the left, where the shadows are blue. They wave me over, saying, "You are blue too." Then I look to the right, as I struggle to think. They call me over. "Come on, you're pink." The teacher walks up, looking rather amused. "I know you are different, but now you must choose." My heart just starts racing, and tears fill my eyes. I know I must choose, but I don't understand why. The room has gone quiet, and everyone's looking. My cheeks are so red, they feel like they're cooking. If I cannot be purple, then I cannot stay. "I'll leave and go home," I quietly say. I slowly start walking. My legs are like jello. A voice breaks the silence. "My shadow is yellow." My eyes open wide. My shadow, it gawks. A child walks to the middle, looks up, and talks. "There's more than two colors our shadows can be. I was too scared before, but blue is not me. I know from the outside, blue fits like a glove, but my shadow's yellow, which to me feels like love." They turn with a smile and take hold of my hand. "Who wants to join us? There's room here to stand." At first, no one moves. Then a hand's in the air. "My shadow's brown like a big grizzly bear. My shadow is red. Mine's silver, mine's green. Mine's violent, mine's orange, mine's aquamarine." They all rush to join us, whatever their color, blue, pink, and purple, and shadows called other. I look at each shadow, no two the same. On each happy face, there is no trace of shame. Each different, each special, and fully unique. No color's stronger, and no color is weak. The teacher comes over as we're joined as one. Whatever your color, start dancing. Have fun. I would now like to invite members of the UCA board to the chancel to help lead us in this morning's movement prayer. Please rise in body or spirit to join us. Just come on. First, we bow to honor the spirit of life. We lift our arms and embrace the gifts of spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world. We remember to be present. Honor, embrace, gratitude, share, be present. Thank you. At this time, we would like to invite our children, 5th grade and under, to exit and join preschool or their creative workshop for the morning. Please note that the location for these classes are just down the hall on the 1st floor. As our children recess, please take this opportunity to greet your neighbor, especially someone who you have not yet met.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I've been going to UCA my entire life, like literally my entire life. Before I was born, she was taking me here. And like, it's always been home to me. Like, after I came out, like, there was no doubt, it was not even a question in my mind that nothing would change for me here. And, you know, the more, as I've gone to college and gotten to know more people, the more I've gotten to know that that is a luxury that very few people have. This song is called Barro Tal Vez. I wanted to share it with you, and it is about the consequences of being silenced. Si no canto lo que siento, me voy a morir por dentro. He de gritarle a los vientos hasta reventar, aunque se pudra mi boca por callar. Si quiero me toco el alma, pues mi carne ya no es nada. He de fusionar mi resto con el despertar, aunque se pudra mi boca por callar. Ya lo estoy queriendo, ya me estoy volviendo canción, barro tal vez. Y es que este es mi corteza donde el hacha golpeará, donde el río secará para callar. ya me apuran los momentos, ya mi sien es un lamento, mi cerebro escupe ya el final del historial, del comienzo que tal vez reemprenderá. Si quiero me toco el alma, pues mi carne ya no es nada. He de fusionar mi resto con el despertar, aunque se pudra mi boca por callar. Ya lo estoy queriendo, ya me estoy volviendo canción, paro tal vez. Y es que este es mi corteza donde el hacha golpeará, donde el río secará para
Aren't you just so proud? Me too. Come on. It's just- Let the life I lead speak for me. Let the life I lead speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead speak for me. Let the work I do speak for me. Let the work I do speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the work I do speak for me. Let the friends I have speak for me. Let the friends I have speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the friends I have speak for me. Let the love I give speak for me. Let the love I give speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the love I give speak for me.
Let us put hands on hearts. Feel the heartbeat, connection to life. Breathe in peace. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love can heal the world. At this time, we hear the joys and sorrows of this congregation. Please hold Elizabeth Carter in your hearts. Elizabeth is now in hospice care at Park Springs Retirement Community, surrounded by family. Those of you watching at home are invited to type into the live chat the names of people you're holding in your hearts. And you assembled here, please speak into this holy space the names of people you too are holding close in your hearts. Speak their names now. May all beings find connection. May all people find comfort. May all of us find ways to be more loving to one another. Spirit of life, love eternal, we rest in holy gratitude. We surrender to a mystery beyond ourselves, asking forgiveness for our mistakes, forgiveness for those times we have been selfish or thoughtless. Breathing in and out, we offer grace. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. We honor our earth, supporting and sustaining life. We breathe in, opening our hearts to wonder for just one moment, feeling a deep connection with all beings. Let us calm our bodies and our minds. We breathe in peace, and then we exhale. We relax into this space that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the silence.
Let the life I lead speak for me. Let the life I lead speak for me. When I'm not nothing more to say. Let the life I lead speak for me.
Our mission, transforming lives through courageous action and soulful connection, is more than a guiding statement. It's a living force that binds us together. And today, with your support, that force can become even stronger. As we prepare to take to this morning's offering, let me share an extraordinary opportunity and gift that has presented itself to UUCA. 2 generous UUCA members have pledged an incredible $50,000 grant. Wow. The grant is... This grant is designated specifically to hire an assistant minister who will enable us to expand our social justice work, oversee our small group ministry, and maybe most importantly, to assist and support Reverend Taryn in helping this congregation grow into the beacon of light that we are destined to be. But we can only seize the chance if we all come together. Our UUCA Board of Trustees is excited to announce the Rev It Up initiative. Like Rev It, like Reverend. It took me a minute to get that. Rev It Up initiative, where we see the power of generosity in action. Every dollar you give will be matched by the grant, so your giving is multiplied. 100 becomes 200, 500 becomes 1,000. So our goal is $50,000, and with a total of $100,000, we will be able to. It will enable us to hire a new assistant minister who will stand with Reverend Taryn, guiding us, inspiring us, and driving us in our mission forward. So let's rev it up. We ask each of you to embrace this extraordinary opportunity, give as you can, and know that every dollar you contribute matters. To contribute, visit uuca.org/match. Remember, no amount is too small. Every dollar counts. In the spirit of purpose, service, and unity that binds us, let's seize this moment. Let's harness the transformative power of our shared purpose. Together, let's rev it up. Today's offering will now be given and gratefully received.
That people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
It
in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you,
Because I knew you,
I have been changed for good.
And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from
Like a ship
orbit
blown
as
from
it
its
passes
mooring
the
by a
sun.
wind off the
Like a
sea,
stream that meets a
like a seed dropped by a
boulder
bird
halfway
in the
through
wood.
Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you,
Because I knew you.
because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Well, if it wasn't true before, I know I've been changed by that song. The congregation say amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's heavy. It's how I like to feel that. That's good. Please join me in the dedication of the offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives and these, our offerings. Thank you. For an unbleeped version of this text message, please email Bryce Thomason. Dear Bryce, one of my favorite sitcom moms, who shall go unnamed because she's such a bleep person, once said about dating that it's like hunting. If you get lucky, you get to go home early. Bryce, there was a time when you had a prestigious title, made more money, and had more control. If we assume that searching for peace and happiness is also allegorical to hunting, you should have been home free, but you weren't. During the first few years of our friendship, you had all the pent-up anxiety and weariness of a man on a continuous hunt. But now, you seem to have settled. There's a peace that wasn't there before, an ease that no longer comes the hard way. You judge less and listen more. You've learned the path is clear for some while obstructed for others. You allow yourself opportunities to be weak when your strength isn't needed or is depleted, something that your ego would have eagerly prevented in the past. Bryce, you are different. You're better. The church and your work there have done what the former title, the money, and the control couldn't do. UUCA has made you purpose-driven and a much happier person. Bryce, you didn't get to go home early, but you still got lucky. Yours truly, Jamal.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you to the emergency broadcast system. You can't plan for everything. But I am curious this morning, have you ever gotten a text that just kind of stopped you in your tracks? Because that's what happened with the text message that Jamal sent me. It was just a few weeks ago, and I was having a stressful moment. And Jamal, being the good friend that he is, gave me some much-needed outside perspective. Jamal realized that in this moment, I couldn't see the big picture. And so he pointed out to me, he said, there's a peace that wasn't there before, an ease that no longer has to come the hard way. The church has made you purpose-driven and a much happier person. And so I'm wondering, well, first of all, it's no casual observation because Jamal has known me far longer than I've been coming to UUCA. And perhaps one of the reasons that the message struck me was actually how the sentiment in one of the songs mirrors a line from For Good, which Laura and Don just sang for us earlier. Perhaps that line stands out to you too. But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. That line reminds me how our relationship with you, my relationship with you and our shared experiences have shaped me for the better, which is what Jamal is saying. That line is an affirmation of the transformation that occurs when others touch our lives, and in turn, we touch the lives of those around us. And as I read Jamal's message, it was as if a key had turned in a lock, opening the door to an undiscovered room. Despite my stress, he saw the undercurrent of immense joy that I'd been able to tap into over the last few years. His insight reflected what I'd already discovered, my purpose, and thus the joy witnessed was found in being a part of something bigger than myself. This church, this community. Today, I'm super eager to share with you the potential of unlocking your power of purpose, just as I have. Now, I want you to think, have you ever had moments when you, like me, you were chasing happiness only to return empty-handed? I don't think it's something unique to me. I think it's something that we've all shared at some point or another, isn't it? I mean, Jamal was right. Since coming to UUCA, I have learned to listen. I have learned to judge less, and I've grown more aware of the varied paths that each one of us tread. Some, like mine, are clear and open, while others, they're obstructed by prejudice. And now that I recognize my privilege as a white male born into and identifying with my assigned gender, I'm committed to using that advantage in a straightforward and effective way to champion fairness and inclusion for all. And with you, I've learned some deep strengths. Real strength, it isn't about control. It's about resilience. It's about adaptability. And vulnerability, it's not a weakness. It's a testament to our shared humanity. Through this journey, I've learned to embrace vulnerability. When my energy is depleted, a concept that the old me would have fought, truth and now. And in the journey, I've discovered an unexpected gift. I've found happiness, not in accumulating money or possessions or awards, but in the deep, lasting joy from selfless service. Each act is done for others, but it enriches my life in ways that I never could have imagined. So as we embark on an exploration of purpose, I invite yourself to ask a question. What if the secret to my utmost fulfillment and happiness isn't in the relentless pursuit or hunt for individualism, but the shared purpose and mission that's achieved through serving in collective community. The pursuit of happiness, and the pursuit of purpose, it's a justice that's well trodden. Many folks before us have transformed their lives and those of others in ways that have paved the future for generations that would come to live more fully. And as we delve deeper into our service today, I'm going to extend an invitation. I'm going to extend a call to action. And this invitation, it's not some magic trick. It echoes the sincerity of Jamal's heartfelt text to me. It's not a ploy to coax or to cajole you. It's just a call to purpose and to embrace it and see the power that can spring from that call. This appeal, it comes from my deep admiration and respect for each of you. It is born from the countless moments of shared joy, resilience, and transformation that I've seen in you. Now, whether you accept or decline the invitation that I'm going to give you, I want that decision to be guided by your convictions, just as mine has been. So, I want to be completely transparent, though. I'm going to do my best to convince you that you are perfectly positioned to accept my invitation. There should be no question of that when I'm finished. There should be no question, and I'm going to be as persuasive as I possibly know how to be, because I want to convince you that this quest will change your life for the good. But hey, as Unitarian Universalists, I know you're not going to fall for any mental jujitsu. You're savvy folks, so we're all on the same page, right? When I extend my invitation, your yes or your no will reflect your convictions. Does that sound good? Yeah. All right. Friends, our journey, it has been one heck of a ride, hasn't it? Oh my gosh. I mean, we have weathered turbulent times, to say the least, political upheavals, pandemic challenges, societal shifts, and somehow we found the time for an existential crisis or two. Amidst this, I just want you to know that I have been privileged to share space with you. I've witnessed your unwavering ability to listen, to empathize, and to support each other as true servant leaders. Our climate action team's passionate dedication for our earth, the Memorial Garden Committee's care for our ancestors who are forever entwined in this sacred space, the relentless support for homeless advocacy and undocumented immigrants, and the ongoing efforts to assist underprivileged children in our area, each act of compassion never failing to amaze me. From our toll-free pastoral care line to our baking ministry, which bakes pound cake so delicious it feels like a hug. You know what I'm talking about. And did you know that our caregivers team takes that pound cake and they deliver it to homebound congregants? When I say I see you, I really do. I see the incredible compassion and community that you nurture through your actions, your gatherings, and your collective endeavors. Within our beloved UUCA, we have over 30 groups that are flourishing, each contributing unique threads to our vibrant tapestry. And though we can't name each one today, I want you to know that your dedication and your passion, they move me. Together, all of us, we are continually creating a sanctuary of love, hope, Reverend Baird, and action. As we gather here today, I want you to know that you hold a special place in my heart, and that is the reason that I serve. Let's add some perspective and depth to this story, though. I mean, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta has been here for 141 years, but I want to focus on just the last 5. Because just this last 5 years, it's been an odyssey. It's required immense sacrifice and courage. And yet through it all, we have grown stronger, more compassionate, and more unified. Would you agree? On March 12th, 2018, we decided to part our beloved home at Cliff Valley Way, a sanctuary of shared memories, growth, joy, sorrow, so that the land could find a new purpose as a children's hospital. The parting was bittersweet, for every corner of that space held a shared piece of our history. Our new home, a mundane office park, was a stark contrast. I mean, it was an unexpected pit stop. It tested our faith, our resolve. We called it the tree house because we could actually see branches between the metal blinds on the second-story windows. But I've often wondered, was there a deeper acknowledgement of our unforeseen journey roaming in the wilderness. Was that why we called it the treehouse? Because we found our congregation in Exodus for nearly 4 years, wandering and yearning for a permanent home. And during this transitional phase, we faced yet another trial, the unexpected departure of our senior minister of 12 years. We were put in the barely conceivable position of needing to search for both a home and a senior minister, which could have been a recipe for disaster. But our resilient and proactive community saw the beacon of hope that was in our own Reverend Taryn. Our congregation, demonstrating profound wisdom, swiftly made her our senior minister. This wasn't merely a promotion. I believe that it was an astute strategic move, a clear testament to our faith in her leadership. And with her unwavering grace, her inspiring vision, Reverend Taryn led us through the wilderness, her resilient spirit sparking hope amidst the challenges at hand and those yet to come. In this uncharted territory, we continue to defy the odds. Do you all remember this little gem? We hired a well-known fundraising consultant to come in, and they delivered woefully dour news that we weren't going to come nearly close enough to create our new home, to renovate our new home. And then almost simultaneous to that news, what happened? The world, it shut down due to COVID-19. What was our response? Resilience. That was our response, resilience. We would go on to astound them by raising $4.2 million amidst a global pandemic. I mean, we did what they said we couldn't. We raised $2 million more than their prediction. Quite a feat, I'd say. And with these funds and the support of our endowment committee, we built this. We built this, our new church campus. It's a physical manifestation of the dedication to radical welcome, to accessibility and inclusivity. From pandemic-related labor shortages to supply chain disruptions, we navigated and we overcame every challenge before us. I mean, you have demonstrated the remarkable power of collective action through your commitment to a shared vision. And here we are. Here we are on July 23rd, 2023, basking in the comfort of this beautifully renovated sanctuary nestled on our 4.2-acre campus, and it feels pretty darn good, doesn't it? It feels good. But as we sit here now enjoying the fruits of our shared labor, I do believe a question persists, a question of purpose, a question that begs, what's next? What new challenge awaits us on our shared path forward? Well, I'll give you a chance to kind of contemplate that question. What new challenge awaits us on our shared path forward? I believe the answer is likely tied squarely to the harsh realities confronting us. You already know we're grappling with the surge of nationalism, threatening to undercut our fundamental freedoms. Anti-LGBTQ plus legislation in all of its forms bombards us. It seems to forget the lessons of the past. And as I stand here in 2023, it is disheartening to see the disparity between the march of time and the backpedaling of social norms. Anti-LGBTQ legislation, it casts an ominous shadow over most of our states. And as your proud out and gay guest preacher here this morning, it's incumbent upon me to ensure that you understand the gravity of what we're up against. Already this year, a staggering 41 states have proposed measures aimed at marginalizing and alienating me and my LGBTQ plus siblings. Do you hear me? I mean, we started this country with only 13 colonies, yet today we find ourselves with only 9 states refraining from proposing any of the 525 anti-LGBTQ bills this year. And even more disheartening, a record-breaking 80 of these bills have already become enacted in just these last few months. It's not that they're just proposing them, they are enacting them. We can't overlook the interconnectedness of these assaults. Tennessee and Florida, for instance, they've manipulated legislation to muzzle our educators. They're barring them from acknowledging the struggles and achievements of the LGBTQ plus community. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he waves his Don't Say Gay bill as a campaign trophy. It's a flagrant affront to the dignity and rights of our interweave community. This disturbing tide of vitriolic political posturing, it inflicts real harm on real people. I've had friends resort to self-harm and commit the worst to escape the relentless judging and persecution. And today I'm here preaching my heart out to you because I'm saying to you it's simply untenable. Amen? Amen. This encroachment, it extends beyond individuals. It's reaching into the realms of education and healthcare. There's a disconcerting trend to re-whitewash history. Do you hear me? I said re-whitewash history, erasing the diverse stories that truly shaped our nation, banning the teaching of Black and civil rights history, and perpetuating systemic oppression. But it doesn't stop there. It's also an insidious attempt to obscure the richly woven tales of our Asian and Latino communities. Current events reveal a stark and unacceptable reality because their stories, too, are being squeezed out. Their contributions conveniently forgotten, their struggles dismissed. Yet these are the stories that have given color and depth to our shared American tapestry. They deserve to be told, they must be heard and remembered. They can't be buried underneath a single dominating narrative. Meanwhile, vital services like gender affirming and abortion care are being cut, leaving vulnerable communities without critical support and personal autonomy. According to the Human Rights Campaign, these incidents, they're not random. They represent a carefully coordinated attack orchestrated by a network of conservative organizations that are supplying cookie cutter. I mean, they're literally copying and pasting legislative weaponry and putting it up for vote in our state houses. And amidst these tempests, with all of that going on, the United States Supreme Court has become complicit, aiding and abetting the erosion of our rights. Present rulings have permitted the denial of service to LGBTQ plus individuals. They trampled the landmark ruling of Roe versus Wade. They've dismantled affirmative action in university admissions and rejected student debt relief. Who do these actions hurt? These actions only deepen systemic inequalities. They hinder progress for our marginalized communities. Breathe, right? Breathe. You know, this isn't a call to panic. It's not an attempt to sensationalize reality, but it is us facing the harsh truths of our current reality, our current world. Yet even in these stormy times, I do want to let you know there are rays of hope. For every place like Florida, Michigan is championing non-discrimination protections for our LGBTQ friends. Thank you. And for every Georgia that's firing a teacher for reading books like My Shadow is Purple, which we read earlier, which Shay read, and Illinois is banning the banning of books. And y'all, I think it's important to let us take a moment to appreciate the incredible legacy that we have right here at UUCA. Over a century ago in 1894, this congregation consisted of passionate abolitionists fighting for freedom and suffragists advocating for women's rights. A half century later, in 1954, this church made history by becoming the first integrated congregation in Atlanta. It was a groundbreaking move that removed barriers. And alongside St. John's Episcopal in Montgomery, Alabama, our two churches were the first integrated congregations in the entire South. That was this congregation. We are a people of immense courage. In the 1960s, the Atlanta City Council refused to let us build a church in the city limits, a new church in the city limits, because of our integration. They pushed us to DeKalb County, but that didn't stop us. We were determined to keep going. And even when faced by a Ku Klux Klan mob trying to disrupt our integrated Sunday school with Ebenezer Baptist Church, the people of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta encircled the church. They stood strong and they stood together. Our pulpit, it's been filled by luminaries like the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Senator John Lewis. And as I stand here today, I want you to feel the weight of that remarkable legacy. It's an honor, my friends, to work here and to be a part of a legacy that's so truly special. But again, I come back to that question. I ask, what is next for us? Our first principle in Unitarian Universalism, recognizing a person's inherent worth and dignity, anchors our shared commitment to justice. This belief in a diverse and interconnected community is expressed not just in our words, but in our actions. Is this not our clarion call? We absolutely should ask ourselves, What stops us from being a beacon of change in these challenging times? Can't we transform our campus into a home for community organizing? Could this campus be a training ground for social justice leaders, much as our Appalachian neighbors, the Highland Folk School, did during the Civil Rights Movement? Are these acres of land not able to provide sustenance, a flourishing community garden for those in our area? We stand on the shoulders of the Unitarian Universalists who came before us. They brought lasting change. And what did I tell you earlier? I told you that I see you. I see you every day. In fact, I have the best seat in the house for witnessing you, and I believe in my heart that you are cut from the same cloth as the UUs who came before. Their legacy, it thrives within us, and I'm preaching and I'm proclaiming today that we too can shape this world for the better. So today, let's open our hearts and consider what actions that we as a congregation can do to counter the rise in anti-LGBTQ legislation. How can we ensure that African American history is represented fully and truthfully in our schools? How can we amplify our voices against the unjust reality of mass incarceration? And importantly, how can we champion the rights and accessibility for our disabled siblings, not just in this sanctuary, but in every aspect of society? We are confronted with a multitude of injustices, and while we cannot tackle everything at once, we can identify the intersecting areas where these issues, and then we can discern where it is that our collective passions lie. So today, I challenge you. I challenge you to believe me when I say to you that we are poised to take on a singular, significant challenge right now, an effort that will involve this entire congregation. That is the gist of the invitation that I told you earlier I would propose. But my actual proposal, it's more inviting. I'm actually only asking, are you willing to embrace the possibility? Friends, our congregation, it's extraordinary because of you, the exceptional individuals that constitute another emergency. Management alert. I'm going to go back just a second, because this is important, friends. Our congregation, it's extraordinary because of you, the exceptional individuals that constitute it. Time and again, we've demonstrated that change is possible both within our sanctuary and well beyond. And as we stand today at the brink of new challenges, I implore you to embrace purpose, the very same purpose that has given me the deep and enduring joy I shared with you today at the start of this journey. Imagine our collective potential if instead of relentlessly seeking material happiness, we all just chose to let purpose guide us. And in so doing, we allowed happiness to find us. When the religious right targets the marginalized, Unitarian Universalism, it offers the antidote. We offer hope. We ally ourselves with justice. We deliver a message of acceptance and a love that will endure if we proclaim it boldly. Silence, my friend, is not an option. They are too loud, and our voices cannot be left to be drowned out. There is simply too much on the line for us to sit here comfortably. I stand here to say with utmost certainty that you are indeed the right people in the right place at the right moment in this crucial time. As we grapple with the challenges that we discussed today, let's remember our strengths. Let's remember our victories in this home that we've built. It stands as a testament to our capability and who we are as a congregation, a community of extraordinary individuals sparking remarkable change. Our shared purpose, it enriches lives and brings an unexpected reward, deep and enduring happiness, a joy that emanates from service, understanding, and love. Happiness that stems from purpose. And that is the invitation that I extend to you today. The only question left is, will you say yes?
Please rise in body or in spirit. From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of sets our mind and soul ablaze. When our hunger and our passion greet to call us on our way. When we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to a life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. I stand before you today not as an anxious hunter, but as a fulfilled and purpose-driven servant of our shared values. As we traverse this path, let's remember that the journey, it isn't about the destination or a fortuitous early arrival. It's the purpose-driven pursuit of justice, compassion, and equality.
From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. Go in peace, everybody. Give it up for Bryce Thomason right here.